Glad to have you. Listen, when we watch what's going on globally right now, we're trying to figure out what's the best way to make sure you take care of your assets, you take care of your financial future. With war going on over there, you never know what's happening over here. You've got all sorts of political upheaval. So, to that point, I wanted to get with my good friend, Rich Jacoby. Rich is the boss over at GoldenCrest Precious Metals. Rich, first of all, thank you for the partnership. I love working with you guys. How you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks, Joe.
It's an amazing time to be alive. We've got political upheaval, although financially we hope things will get more stable. What we do know is this, that no matter what's going on globally, no matter what's going on domestically, we know that precious metals is always a really good bet. I don't think there's anything that is a precious metal over history that's worth nothing right now. And I can't say that about my money. I'll be honest with you. I can't say that about other investments. That's really the bottom line, isn't it?
It really is. If we start with the conflict with Israel and Iran, and we see how it's escalating fast, we've seen how gold and silver prices have jumped. And why do they always jump up during war? Well, because war kind of strips away the illusion of stability. Missiles fly, people stop trusting paper promises, and they go back to what's real. Gold and silver really don't need a CEO. They don't even need a central bank, and they don't need to survive the war. They've already survived thousands of years of conflict. We've seen it with 9/11, Iraq, Ukraine, even the Cold War. So that's why gold holds.
What is it about gold? Is it the fact that it's tangible, that you can actually hold it in your hand? Again, I could take out a $20 bill, and depending on what somebody says in Washington, D.C., it might be worth $19 before I put it back in my pocket. Is it the matter that it's a real thing? It's not paper. You don't need to have gold backing up gold. It's literally the stuff. Is it the tangible aspect of it?
I believe so. That's what I've been going off of. It's a tangible asset. It's something like you said that you can feel, you can hold. The dollar's been devalued as we've seen before, or what's going on right now. So we've seen how gold has risen. I think gold has gone up about 28% this year,
Oh,
and
wow.
silver I think has gone up about 22%. And it's not a fluke. It's a signal.
It's Rich Jacoby, Golden Crest. By the way, give me the website right now so everybody watching and listening can go to the website right now and find out more about this.
Sure, it's www.goldencrestmetals.com.
Metals with a D would be interesting. So GoldenCrest Metals with a
Yeah.
T.com. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about my retirement. I've got a 401k. A lot of people have pensions. We saw because of tariffs, because of upheaval financially, because there's an attack by outside entities to do BRICS and other sorts of form of currency and domestic and foreign trading. Gold and silver have done well, you said, since the beginning of the year, even though I've seen more fluctuation in 401ks and pensions than I've seen in a very long time. None of this stuff that's going on affects it in some adverse way?
And not from what I've seen. Most retirement accounts are loaded with paper assets, stocks,
Yeah.
bonds, mutual funds. All of it's tied to some fragile dollar system that we have. In the first quarter alone, the average 401k lost 3%. At the same time, gold went up, silver surged. So while Wall Street was bleeding, metals were gaining. That's the power of diversification.
Right.
And if your entire portfolio is riding on the stock market or the dollar, you're taking on more risk than you realize.
Well, when we talk about the financial situation, we always have to talk about, on my show, I talk about it a lot, the national debt, the deficit. Deficit spending is $2 trillion in the hole every single fiscal year. You've got a debt now at $36 trillion. I have no idea how that's going to come down. What does that do to affect the price of precious metals, if anything? Again, that debt is something that's being accrued through interest and overspending every single fiscal year. Is gold and silver seeing a rise because of that? Is it just steady as she goes because of that? Does it see a decline? I'm not really sure how it works in some sort of an aggregate way with the financial situation of our overspending at central government. Simple, long question, very simple. Is gold and silver a safer bet than worrying about what the national debt is doing or what the deficit is?
Yes, it is. The short answer is yes. Just kind of expand upon that. Like you said, the national debt's past $36 trillion now.
Which is
The Fed,
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the Fed is trapped, inflation's creeping back in, tariffs are back in force, and now 11 countries have moved away from the dollar for trade. Um, they're just not watching the headlines. They are watching how we manage our money, and they're losing confidence. The central banks, I think, bought over 1,100 tons of gold last year.
Oh, wow.
So they're preparing for something most Americans haven't even considered yet.
Let me ask you something dumb that you might not have an answer to, but every time I go live on TikTok or something, or if I see somebody out of the store and they heard the radio show, they want to know the answer to this question. Is there any gold at Fort Knox? And does that matter? Our dollar is not backed up by gold anymore. The gold standard is gone. It shouldn't be, but it is. Do you think that gold is gone? Do you have any ideas about that? And does it change my portfolio at all if there's no gold at Fort Knox? Does that matter?
It really doesn't matter one way or the other. Once you purchase gold through GoldenCrest Metals, it can be stored in a depository that's insured, or it could be brought directly to your house if it's a cash purchase. So you can actually hold the metals yourself. Usually with IRAs and 401ks, it has to go to a depository because of the IRS and the holdings it has.
Now, we talked about pensions and 401ks a little while ago. It's Rich Jacoby, by the way, GoldenCrest Precious Metals. And again, it's GoldenCrestMetals.com.
Correct.
Okay, and it's metals with a T, not a D. All right.
Correct.
When we talk about a retirement, we talk about, you said the word diversify, I believe, earlier. You're not suggesting I just sell everything, get rid of my 401k and buy a bunch of gold, right? You're saying
No.
let's add to what you have. Fill me in on how that would look.
So we tell everybody, it's like buying a stock. You don't buy one stock and, wish for the best. You have to diversify your portfolio. And we're just saying that, to add to your portfolio, put precious metals in it. Not all of it. And, maybe you do a third of it. We're not financial advisors, but, this is the trend we've been seeing with other customers is that
Right.
they've been doing about a third or a quarter of their portfolio just to make sure that they have some kind of safe haven.
Can people take some of their retirement and push it to you guys and get precious metals? If so, is there some sort of ramification or punishment for doing that?
There's really no ramification as long as you do a self-directed IRA rollover with your 401k or IRA. There's no implications. So that's one of the good things about it. And, and then, like I said, then it gets sent to a custodian monitors the account, and then it goes to a depository.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because I can go right now as we're doing this interview, check out my bank account and see some numbers on a screen. That's not real money. I'm not touching it. I'm not holding it. When one does buy gold, and I'll be honest, and I'm going to change this soon, I promise, Rich, I don't have any gold right now. So if I decide to get some gold, which I'm going to, how does that work? Do I actually, as you said, it can be delivered to my door, or can you guys hold it and then I can check my account online? Is it one of both ways? Is it always you get the actual gold? How does that work? I mean, the actual action of getting the gold in your portfolio, does that mean you have it? You don't have to have it. You can. You might not. Just fill me in on how that works.
So there are a lot of people that do cash purchases. They have the metals delivered to their house. But on some of the bigger portfolios, they want it in a depository because of the risk of theft or burglary or, any of those type of issues that may come up. So we offer that, that component if they want to do a depository. If they don't want to do a depository, then we ship to their house. Now, with an IRA or 401k, when it goes into a self-directed, it has to go to a custodian and then into a depository that's insured.
Gotcha.
We use Delaware Depository, which is, I think they're insured by the Lloyd's of London, so you never have to worry about anything happening.
Well, and it's all very interesting how it works. You've got an info guide, don't you? Tell me about the info guide. What's in there? And again, this isn't some hard sell. We are partners, and I'm glad that you're sponsoring what I do, and I love endorsing what you do. But this is not a hard sell. People need to educate themselves. I've got a lot of questions, and I do information for a living. So I'm guessing those watching and listening, I have a lot of questions too. Tell me about this information booklet, this packet. What do we find out? Where can we get it?
So you can go online to the website and request the guide. The guide basically breaks down what's happening to the dollar, what risks are to retirement savings, and how to shift into gold and silver the right way.
Okay.
But here's the key point. If you wait until the next war escalates or until the next bank collapse or until your 401k drops another 10%, you're already too late. You want to take action now before the next crisis and not during it.
Does it work exactly what you just said, Rich? Is it when there's a crisis, when there's upheaval, when there's something that's adversely affecting a pension or a 401k, precious metals tend to do just fine, if not increase?
From the trends that I've seen, yes, it has. And it also has this kind of inverse reaction from what I've been monitoring with the stock market. When the stock market goes down, you see gold and silver surge.
Okay.
So, that's one of the components we monitor on a daily basis to see how things are behaving with gold and silver.
Couple of ways you can get this free guide. Go to 888-736-5484, 888-736-5484, or go to GoldenCrestMetals.com. It's Golden, CRESTMETALS.com. Go there and get this free guide. Read it, and then decide for yourself. I'm telling you, Rich is a good guy, and GoldenCrest is a great company. I really do love the partnership, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who are afraid to say, why would I go away from dollar bills that I understand and go do something that I don't understand quite as well? Well, the fact is, over time, and you didn't give any financial advice today, neither did I. You want to do stocks and bonds and things like that. That's talk to somebody else. But this is over time, over the course of history, we've been talking about gold and silver and other precious metals, and it's always done just fine, if not increased. I don't know what the numbers are as far as where they were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You can do your own research, but get this guide right now, GoldenCrestMetals.com, and go get it, 888-736-5484. Before we close it out, any final advice or thoughts to those who are watching, listening, Rich?
I would say there's so much uncertainty right now with the war and tariffs and everything else that's going on politically. I would say, take action now. If it's not with us, it could be another company. But I would say safeguard your retirements and your money.
Do it
through precious metals.
Exactly right. Go to GoldenCrestMetals.com, GoldenCrestMetals.com, 888-736-5484. 888-736-5484, or again, GoldenCrestMetals.com. Rich, thanks again for the partnership. Thanks for coming on today. Valuable information. I hope everybody goes and gets this guide.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate being on.
All right, brother. We're back after this. Stay right here.